very common. Everyone's like, oh yeah, well, you know, they're always like talking themselves down, right? So I was on Good News Week in this particular episode, and everyone was telling their story about how back in high school I was the fat kid, or back in high school this happened, or and then I got to the end, and then it got to me, and I said, yeah, I remember back in high school I was overweight as well, and everyone went, oh, and I said, no, sorry, I got it mixed up. I was school captain. And it got a big laugh because it was different. So I decided from then on to be self-aggrandizing.
Yeah. And so, I mean, this year was kind of like you were really going to get more full-time into the comedy, your show Lighten Up, or
more full-time into
comedy.
You can't get more full-time into comedy than me. It's my... What do you mean more full-time? I'm not...
Well,
I don't know.
Part-time sort of like a midlife crisis sort of thing. I'm going to revitalise my credentials. Like when you've been on TV for a while, do you feel like you lose your credentials a little bit as a live performer? Because some people might see you as just having a day job rather than being an artist.
On TV? No. Well, stand-up comedy is my day job, and then every now and then I lower myself to do TV. That's the way I do it. So I perform as a comedian live, and then every now and then I do TV just because I feel sorry for the networks, because it's a dying industry and they need help.
That does. It is like obviously you're on a streaming platform.
This is the future. That's why I'm here.
Exactly.
I'm on network TV, like obviously where everyone sees what I do.
That's the past. This is now.
This is the future.
Yeah. Byron Bay Live.
I've pivoted to you. That's what I've done.
Potentially, this is streaming to, well, probably not China. So how many, or I don't know, 2 billion people or something, which is bigger than Australian.
It has a much bigger potential audience.
The Byron Bay Community Board in itself, I think, has 2 million people on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's not a lot of people that actually live in Byron that participate in that. In fact, if you want to get trolled, just advertise a room for rent.
Oh, really?
In the Byron Bay Community Board.
Yeah.
You'll get everything from go back to where you came from, or you can't afford to live here, or you're the reason why everything's so expensive, or...
Yeah, I am part of that reason.
Yeah. Well, you kind of, would you consider yourself a COVID refugee at the moment?
Yeah, I am. I left Victoria, went on school holidays with my kids to Sydney, and then everything teed off in Victoria. So I came here, and because I had nothing on. So I thought, if I'm going to have nothing on, I might as well go to the capital of fuck all, Byron, where everyone's doing fuck all, and I could
where
blend
Zac
in.
Efron happens to just have moved to, excuse me.
He's an international icon doing fuck all.
Yeah, it's a good place to do fuck all.
I saw Chris Hemsworth the other day doing fuck all.
Your kids are probably hanging out with Chris Hemsworth. Would that almost be more exciting to them than seeing you on TV, the fact that they meet Chris Hemsworth's kids,
no,
as a kid?
They don't know who he is. Whereas all the kids...
Well, you don't let them watch...
No, all the kids at their school watch Hard Quiz. They don't watch movies.
Oh, of course.
It's too long.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody likes superheroes.
No, why would you watch Thor? Takes ages. Watch Hard Quiz, you learn stuff.
Well, before we go to our music part of the show, because since we're talking about Hard Quiz, I haven't prepared anything, but I just thought of then. So just turn the tables or the stools. So if you're a contestant on Hard Quiz and you had to pick your... what do you call it? Specialty subject.
Yep.
Pick something and I'll ask you some questions about it.
Okay, quantum physics.
Oh, easy one.
Okay.
What is quantum physics?
The study of motion.
No, I bet you there is a trivia thing for it, isn't there?
So that was a simplified definition.
So I mean, you went to all the trouble of doing like science and math stuff at university, right? And that kind of puts you in a pretty specialised group of human beings who are able to do that. Have you ever felt like, that you had more of an obligation to the world to actually use that stuff for the better of good rather than just entertain people, if you know what I'm saying?
Well, as it turns out, I did the wise thing and I walked away from science because... no one listens to scientists anymore anyway, so it's lucky. I would be very frustrated at the moment if I was a scientist.
So do you feel like, is there anything you can do in comedy and what you do that might actually, open people's minds to things that are important? Does that come into it at all?
Well, the weird thing is, at the moment, people listen to comedians more than scientists, which is a worry, isn't it? But it's not bad. So whenever I do a show, like there would be, 100 people, I'm saying with social distancing, who actually listen to what I say. They actually pay to listen. Whereas if I was a scientist, I'd probably submit a paper and very few people would read it.
Just get absorbed into the general. But, okay, so this is, I don't know if this is going to work.
Oh.
First, I take down my science shelf a book titled Uncertainty by Dave Lindley. It is a historic history of the development of quantum uncertainty as embodied in the Heisenberg uncertainty principle.
Yeah.
In broad terms, what does this principle state?
The Heisenberg uncertainty principle?
Yes.
Oh, it's a bit hard to describe, but essentially it says that you can't observe an object because it's sort of temporarily there.
Yeah, both the position and the momentum of a particle cannot be known, only one or the other.
Well, there you go. It's not bad.
You picked a thing that I'm not even going to understand what your answer is anyway.
Well, let's make it more relatable. In Breaking Bad, remember his the character who he's known as Heisenberg.
Right.
That's
pop culture sort of reference.
That's reference to that.
Heisenberg.
Well, he's a scientist, so.
Schroeder had the cat, didn't he? No.
Yeah, but that's a philosophy thing. Like I don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're also here with Jackson Laidlaw.
Oh,
I'm going to take a break from being roasted for a minute.
Yeah. It's conversing.
Yeah. Well. There's conversing and there's conversing, isn't there?
No, I have a very active
Sometimes
chat.
I think it's a bit unfair if a comedian's kind of roasting someone who's not as experienced. It's kind of like a sword fighter, like, rocking up to a chef and saying, pull out your...
No, it's like, you know what it's like? It's like we're out in Birdsville and like you're the boxer in the tent and I'm one of the locals.
Muhammad Ali just shows up and he's like...
Let's have a go.
Right, yeah.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, it is, yes.
Yeah.
It's great.
But your friends, they'd be watching this on Facebook, wouldn't they?
Oh, maybe.
Well, I'm doing it for them.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that fair?
That's fair.
I'm having a good time anyway.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
Jackson, how you going, mate?
Great, mate. How are you?
We got a camera on Jackson as well. Yeah. You just can leave the camera on him and I'll just talk to him. You haven't done a gig for a little while?
Not too, fair while, eh? Yeah, so we had plenty of gigs planned this year because we did like 60, 50 or something like that last year with the band Visas. And yeah, then it's all just hit. And then
so ironically, you just don't have a visa anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, not a visa to play or just enjoy myself, really, apparently. So, it's been a bit of a quiet year, it's been different because you think that you get more creative when all this sort of stuff happens, but to be honest, I just sort of got a bit lazier with it, I think, and with it, I think needed the motivation from playing actually shows.
Yeah,
and stuff
I think that just comes down to
Yeah.
who you are as a person, really.
No, that could play a big role out of it as well. But,
I was the same. Somebody said that you have your A days and your B days in lockdown. You have your days where you get up and you're like, I'm going to do my online yoga and write some shit and do the washing, and then the next day you're like, what's the point of getting out of bed? This is going to go on forever.
What's the point of having clean jeans?
Yeah.
That's right. I decided I was just going to wait it out. I bought a PlayStation 4.
Right.
What's the point? I'm going to play my way through this whole thing.
Reliving your childhood?
No, adulthood.
Yeah.
I'm old enough.
Well, computer games were shit when we were young, right?
Yeah. So that's. I don't want to relive my childhood. Otherwise, I'd be playing like some game that was just like just block Matrix and stuff. Yeah, Pong. That's not my childhood was Pong. I'm not playing Pong.
Pongs and bongs.
Yeah. So I'm playing Red Dead Revolver. I'm catching up on all the games everyone liked last year.
What about bongs? Would you like to get back into bongs?
I don't know. I did a lot of bongs and I kind of got over it.
Yeah.
But I just don't really want... And also, it's a hard thing to do in a house
I
with a
used to drink
family.
a lot more orange juice, though, back in the bong days, because you had to drink to get to the orchie. You had to get through the orchie.
Oh,
so
right.
you get a lot of vitamin C.
You become immune to vitamin C, basically.
I think people would have COVID immunity by now if they were drinking orchie and...
Just drinking COVID.
To get to the, Oh, mate. Okay, Jackson, sorry for interrupting you, mate.
No, it's a lovely chat.
Yeah, thanks for coming on and singing for us.
Yeah, no worries.
Here in the Walling Bar.
This is a song called What Once Was by a band called Hers, who unfortunately passed away last year, but I won't waste your time and explain it, but yeah. Guess I knew this would happen to you. Inside I did, but I refused to know the truth. I'm heading back inside, sit at home with you. Think I know what's wrong. My friends put on their bravest face. The tails between their legs, something's out of place. Guess their mothers let them know what I'm about to face. Keep your mouth zips on. Well, baby, I've been there before. I was at the point where all I really wanted was someone, and now I'm still hanging on. I was at the edge of every tether, waiting for what once was. Tell me all the important stuff. What's your favorite color? What makes you so tough? But please don't let go when you've had enough. I'm on my knees. Well, baby, I've been there before. I was at the point where all I really wanted was someone, and now I'm still hanging on. I was at the edge of every tether, waiting for what once was. Well, baby, I've been there before. I was at the point where all I really wanted was someone, and now I'm still hanging on. I was at the edge of every tether, waiting for what once was.
Ew. Jackson Laylaw from the Visas, mate. So, like, you know, when you're in a band, do people not expect you to be, like, as good solo? Because,
Talented?
well, yeah, I don't know, like, you need your band, but, you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're obviously extremely...
Yeah,
Man, like,
but
it-
just a bit different. you know.
Yeah.
Grow up doing that stuff. You get more expression.
So,
when
do
you
the
play in a
band members
It's
get
fun.
paranoid when they see you solo and they're like, oh, shit, he doesn't really, like, need
Oh,
us?
my band members play in other bands too, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's not like cheating on each other. But it's like
Now,
you know, it's just
now
so
Tom
innocent.
actually nearly became, you nearly had your rock star thing, you know, used to be in a band when you
Yeah, I
were...
was in a band. Yeah, we used to come up and do a tour on the North Coast. We'd do Sawtell, Yamba, and then you do the Beach Hotel, and then finish at the Rails. That was the little run.
What sort of band were you in?
Band was called the Fantastic Leslie. Andrew Hansen was in the band from The Chaser. And also Cameron Bruce played keyboard, and he plays now with Paul Kelly. So, and then the bass player, he now works for the BBC in London. So we were more successful apart than together.
What was your instrument of choice?
I was drums. I played
Oh, you
drums.
were drums.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
right,
drummer.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we used to do 3 sets at the Rails.
Was
That
it just
cool.
a coincidence that you all happened to be people who ended up to do, like, their own
Yeah.
stuff?
So we broke up and
Were
all
you
became
friends from
successful.
university or
We
something?
all went to uni, yeah. But we used to play the Rails. I remember you do 3 sets there. And
Yeah.
I was there. I was at the Rails the other night. The backdrop's the same.
Yeah.
Last gig I did there
The
was
Rails
20,
hasn't changed, really.
20 years ago. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Same backdrop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's,
Couldn't believe it. Yeah. We used to do it. We did a gig in Sawtell, and I think it's just called the Sawtell Hotel. And we finished our
Rhymes?
gig, right? And we played 3 sets to nobody. There was no one there.
Really?
We
They're all
played,
playing the pokies or
we
something?
played 1 set, there was no one. Second set, there were 2 people. And in our last set, there were like 8. And when we finished our last set, this guy came up and he was really pissed. And he had a cut, he'd been in a fight. And he was a real old bloke, and he comes up and he goes, now, all right, I watch you guys. And he points to the bass player, he goes, did you sing? And he goes, yep. And he goes, don't sing. He goes, to Andrew Hansen, did you sing? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, you shouldn't sing. And then he said to Cameron, did you sing? And he goes, yeah. He goes, you shouldn't sing. And he pointed at me, did you sing? And I said, no, I played the drums. And he goes, you should sing. And I'll never forget, this is how he finished. He goes, this is how he left. He went, anyway, you're a cunt of a band, get fucked, good on you. You can picture it, can't you?
Yeah.
At the Sawtell Hotel.
It's,
100%.
Anyway, you're a cunt of a man. Get fucked.
Well, that's honesty, isn't it? That's the kind of honesty that you don't get through people that are trying to, like, you know, fluff you up a bit, that are like, you're Tom Gleeson, we love you, you know. So
Oh, we
it's like,
get to the rails and everyone's blowing smoke up our ass, but at the Sawtell Hotel,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
way.
Probably the best advice. You're a kind of a man.
would you say that an Australian audience have a certain, you know, that it's a little harder to, you know, you've got to work a bit harder for them than some audiences because there's a certain type of humour, like
No, you just got to mind that vein. They enjoy irreverence. That's the main thing.
Irreverence,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, they just enjoy watching you do the wrong thing.
Does that sort of limit some of the material that you can, you know, you can come up with? Do you sort of sometimes have to, because obviously you have this background with, you know, you're obviously not dumb cunt, you know, well, you said cunt, so I'm allowed to say cunt, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know
okay.
what we can
Cunt.
say.
So you're not a dumb cunt.
It's going to be, what's Facebook going to do? Tear this down?
They might be, actually. They've got some new rules coming
do
in,
they?
so yeah,
Okay.
Just ixnay on the Facebook, eh?
Just don't say any news because apparently you can't do news.
Yeah.
So-
I think we're socially we
Yeah,
you know, you have to,
enough.
everything's the year of paranoia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, sort of, do you feel people are just on the edge, like if you're doing comedy these days, you know, and everyone's like, oh, don't make people laugh too loud because they might spread COVID through their laughter, you know.
Well, I've only done one gig in COVID times, and it was fun. I did one. Mandy Nolan had a whole lot of new comedians do a night at the Mullumbimby ex-servicemen's club.
Yeah,
and
the
I jumped
Virgin
up in a spot.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, and it was great.
So you
Everyone was
re-lost your
spread out.
virginity.
Yeah, everyone was spread out, and I did a spot, and it was fun. But the gig I did before that was at the Adelaide Fringe Festival in March, and that was exciting because the pandemic was just kicking off. So I got to perform to 500 people, like sold out to the gunnels in this venue in Adelaide Fringe, just as it was still allowed, but everyone thought they might get COVID by being at the gig. That's an exciting gig.
That's an exciting, yeah. It's like,
So I said to the audience, I said, as far as I can tell, it's just a sniffle, and if you're a bit older, you could die. But if you think about it, that's already the case.
going to the
So don't worry about
cinema,
it.
that's also a gas chamber at the same time. You just don't know
Don't worry
what's
about
going
it.
to
Let's
happen.
enjoy ourselves.
Is it too, like, so when you know, obviously when you're writing material, say with this COVID stuff that's still happening, would you be reluctant to kind of lighten too much about the issue of the COVID thing, or is it okay to make fun of it and laugh about it?
No.
No?
No, well, back then in March, I was pointing out all the older members in the audience and saying that they probably wouldn't last beyond June. They found that funny. Anyway, it was a different time.
Yeah, it's a different time, and then, you know, then
And I pointed out I was going to lose a lot of ABC viewers, and that was a shame. You just, because it's there, it's in everyone's heads, so you go for it. You know what I mean? You don't, like, it's right there. So when everyone's thinking the same thing at the same time, that's like the golf ball's really high on the tee.
Yeah,
And you just got to whack it.
Yeah, but it was still
Don't
a
avoid it.
hypothetical thing then, in a way.
It was fun then. And then within a week, I was, worried about door handles on public toilets.
Yeah.
It changed very quickly.
Yeah. So what's your sort of, like, you know, the lighten up shows you're doing at the moment? What's, you know, where did that sort of material come from? Is that sort of like, how would you describe it?
Well, it's kind of, it's essentially all the stand-up I do are just based on things that I've done lately, and it all just sort of ties together. So weirdly enough, a lot of the material from the Lighten Up tour was about trying to find a hobby when I didn't have one and wasting time. So the show has really come into its own.
Yeah. And I mean, did you feel like you might be doing this Gold Logie thing, the campaigning against people who take it really seriously?
Yeah.
Did you feel like you might actually burn enough bridges that you can't go back to TV? You piss off enough TV executives by, like, denigrating their holy grail of television?
Well, it's an interesting one. To be honest, I thought everyone was more precious than I thought they were going to be. But the other thing is, I did get the majority of people to vote for me. And if you think about it, TV is all about trying to be popular.
Yeah, but people tried to get Taylor Swift into Triple J Hot 100 a few years ago as well.
I know, but they failed.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So you succeeded.
I succeeded. It worked. So what I'm saying is, and I said it in my speech. I mean, I used the media to make people do things for me.
Yeah.
Better than everyone else. So anyone who works in the media has to look at that and go, I think I want him on my team.
So do you think they maybe need to change the way that they do the Logies then? If they want to, like,
losers win? No.
Well, you know, maybe just to not put it in the hands of the general public who vote people like Donald Trump in as president, you know?
Yeah, well...
I wouldn't say the general public are possibly the best, you know, judges of anything really.
Well, here's the interesting thing, though. The general public, when they voted for me, voted for the most popular show out of all the other shows that were there.
True.
So they accidentally chose the most popular
Is there
person.
like is there a division between ABC people and, well, you're on Channel 10 and ABC, so...
Yeah. So
it's
ABC,
not like
ABC viewers don't give a shit about the Logies.
Yeah.
And I don't know who does. So, but there are hundreds of thousands of people that watch the ABC. So if you just ask them politely, can you vote? They're like,
can you put your crossword down for a minute?
Just put it down and vote. This will be fun. They're like, well, this is great. And then they throw the knitting needles down and they go for it.
Some of the expressions on the people's faces when you gave that acceptance speech, though, was legitimate hostility.
Yeah, I know. It was surprising. But it didn't really worry me because that particular venue, like it's just north of here, is it's Jupiter's Casino. It might have changed names. But that function centre, I've done so many shit gigs in that function centre. Like I've done corporate gigs where I've had to perform and I've had to look at blank faces, people who don't get stuff. So it's just like another one of those shit gigs. So I just moved through it.
Kind of reminded me of, say, Ricky Gervais, you know, hosting, you know, the Emmys or whatever, or the Golden Globes, you know. Do you respect?
Entertaining.
Yeah. Would you respect those sort of comedians that just they do like they're not doing it obviously to get everyone to pat them on the back afterwards? It's like
yeah. Well,
you know,
I think a lot of people forget that with the Logies, the first Logies I ever went to was in 2002. And I've sat through a lot of boring speeches. So every time I'd sit there and watch someone say something boring, I promised myself if I ever got up there, I was going to do something interesting.
I can see
I'll do
it.
something interesting. And so every time I see someone get on stage and go, oh, thank you, I'm so humbled by the award, I'm like, it's still a TV show, guys. Say something interesting.
It reminds me of a scene, you know, remember the movie Stand By Me?
Yeah.
You know how he tells the story around the fire of the fat kid that goes to the eating competition?
Yeah, I was the fat kid.
And he'd been waiting for his chance and he goes up.
I'd been drinking casserole behind the tent.
Yeah.
That was what I was doing.
And then he throws up all over the crowd.
I did. It's a great metaphor. I threw up on all the people there, vomited truth all over them, and they were like, ugh, look at all these facts that make sense. Yeah, I know, it's terrible.
Brilliant. The fat kid that gets his revenge finally. And I mean, the Australians love the underdog anyway. So, I mean, you know, like, it would have been hugely popular, really, to see somebody like an underdog, you know, take the Gold Logie away from these more mainstream established sort of people.
But there are so many ironies piled on top of ironies, right? I wasn't the underdog. I was the favourite, according to all the bookies for the entire time. So everyone was like, this is a shock win. According to every major betting agency, for the entire time that voting was open, I was the favourite. And then you know what happened? I won. It wasn't a surprise, except for people who weren't paying attention.
Do you feel a little bit bad about it? That this is something, you know, you've taken away somebody's, like, you know, golden egg kind of thing. You know, it's like someone that's trained for the Olympics and you've gone and, like, put something in everybody's food so that they shit themselves the whole time in the race and you win the race, you know.
Oh, I didn't sabotage anyone's
You didn't
hopes.
sabotage anyone's.
No, I just won by a lot. Well, you know Australia too, it won with a wing keel. Yeah? Do you remember everyone was excited about that? Well, you don't, it's before your time. But everyone was very excited. Did anyone feel sorry for the French? No. Why? Because they're fucking losers. So why would I feel bad for anyone?
That's right. You heard it here. We're at the Walling Bar. It's Friday Night Knockoff. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves out there in Facebook world. Gold Logie Award winner Tom Gleeson has, well, he's finally sunk to the level of live stream television in Byron Bay.
Yeah. I'm trying to put this show on the map.
Well, you probably are, ironically.
Yeah.
Ironically, you're doing a lot of stuff that's probably helping a lot of people.
I'm trying to help you.
You are.
I'm trying to help the show.
And I'd like to shout out to Sean Latham.
Daily
from
Mail,
North
if
Coast
you're
Event.
watching, put some of this shit on your website. They love this
They're
shit.
busy
cut it up,
chasing around Byron Bay waitresses who are dating celebrities. Yeah. Have you got your eye on any waitresses?
Sorry? Me? Yeah, because often I need to order.
Yeah. You're not
Sometimes
like...
it's hard though. Sometimes you try and make eye contact, they just walk the other way because they can tell you
Because you're not Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Just want to say happy birthday to Sean from North Coast Events. You.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sean. He's neck deep in some JD and Cokes. He's not really running the show today.
No.
So he just thought, oh, we've got a Gold Logie Award winner. I don't need to really be on deck today. You know, like, that's fine. Everything will work out.
He's
Dan
ripping into
Cassie's ready.
JD and Cokes like he's worried the fluorescent tubes are going to come up on the dance floor. Quick, before they close.
Yeah.
It's 5:30 in the afternoon, mate.
There's
In
no,
an industrial estate.
yeah, there's no nightclubs to go and pop your birthday pingers at, is there anymore?
No.
He probably knows of a good doof out there somewhere, though. He wouldn't tell us about
Bush
it.
doof?
But- Yeah, have you ever been to a bush doof?
No.
No, not really interested.
No, doofs are a little bit after my time, yeah.
Well,
like that I bothered.
When in Rome,
no,
take
I
the
know.
kids out. Take the kids
No.
out for the weekend. It's like camping
Yeah.
with ferals, you know.
Yeah, I
Camping
know,
with
yeah.
really dirty people.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't sound appealing. It's only appealing when you're young and
You can stay
Wanna-
up for 3 days.
yeah, and you want to root someone.
Yeah. I've often thought after staying up for 3 days, I just wouldn't have the energy to root anyone after that, you know.
Yeah.
I don't have the stamina.
No, I mean I'd go to a doof and I'd be like, oh, there's nowhere to sit. I'm serious. I'd be like, this is shit. There's nowhere to sit that's nice. I
love to see you walking
sit.
around a doof.
I want to sit somewhere and have good lighting so I could read a book. Just something. I want to talk to someone who listens to what I'm saying. That's what I'd want.
Over
No, I'm
the
talking to someone, they're like,
hilarious, the old book doof, yeah.
And I'd be like, this song sounds like Severed Heads. And they're like, who's Severed Heads? And I'm like, fucking no. They're a band from the 90s anyway. They did all this shit a long time ago.
I've got a Gold Logie. We're here with
And
Jackson.
I pull that out and everyone's like, oh, shiny. And they all want to lick it. And I'm like, oh, here we go. That'd be fun, actually. Anoint people.
Yeah, you can be the guru with the Gold Logie.
Just sit in
Form a cult.
Yeah, just sit in a little tent.
Well, there's lots of little tents there. Teepees, they're called.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a fact for you. We're going to go to a musical break here in the Walling Bar on a Friday night. We're enjoying some Stone and Woods here. And Jackson, what have you got for us?
Got a song called Skeleton Dressed that I wrote a while ago. I haven't really played to many people, so give it a
Okay.
Can I, so you must have been doing some creative stuff during...
Like, I was lazy creatively, I think. Well, I was doing plenty of stuff. I was studying and stuff and doing landscaping here and there and a few different things, but...
Indoor landscaping.
Yeah, manscaping just the whole time, yeah.
Fair enough.
Manscaping's actually become a thing. There's a few new words this year. Manscaping have actually, well, it's like, you know, the people are selling specifically like clippers that are just for your nutsack now.
Yeah,
I don't know what's wrong with the
Dollar Shave
facial
Club
ones.
too.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that Dollar Shave
Yeah,
Club?
yeah.
Everyone's just getting dollar shavers sent to their door, and apparently they're
That
vegan
costs
and friendly and
I think that
all
costs more than $1 though. I think that's just to get you in.
Probably a bit of an arm and leg, but yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
And so creatively, yeah, how's things going with the band? Are you guys gonna?
We're back rehearsing a bit more. Like I just did a trip up north for 2 months to North Queensland. Did all like never seen like Port Douglas and Cape Tribulation before, so I thought give it a crack.
Nice, because Tom was going to go up there. Tell him what he's missing out on.
I don't know. I was living in a car, so it's probably not exactly what Tom would be doing. But
Yeah.
it was it was a good little break though. And it's bloody hot. I don't know how they go in the summer, to be honest. And the Indigenous community up there was cool to see.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm from Victoria, and I don't think there's a real big sort of Indigenous culture down in Vic. So
Yeah, I
was-
know,
it
because
was-
that's because we wiped them out. Oh, shit, lucky this is only streaming.
mic drop.
I'm joking. It's all right, Daily Mail,
Like I
if
said,
you're
there
watching.
could be 2 billion people watching this.
Yeah.
Like right now, just they happen to tune in for that moment, ironically. Okay, so back to Jackson.
Yeah.
I wish I was playing the drums again.
Who also has red hair, by the way. This is like a very
is.
ginge show.
Yeah.
It is.
I just thought I'd make it a ginge
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah,
I know, like, you look like me if I didn't pay tax.
You look exactly like my dad too.
I bet you don't.
Yeah, cool. You want me to play?
You
Yeah,
look like me before my dreams were broken.
Or after. Who knows?
It's fun being roasted, isn't it, Jackson?
Yeah, I was expecting it. So
It's great.
anything after that Logie's a speech, but yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, cool.
Turn the lights down right now. See where you are. Just say what you want. Get your skeleton dressed and don't pose no threat to anyone. You call me home. You call me up. You come see me anytime you want to. Under my plans, take me while I'm sold. Put my thoughts in
skeleton dressed and don't pose no threat to anyone. You call me home, you call me up, you come see me anytime you want to undo my plans. Take me while I'm soft, put my thoughts in your case. Go on and ship 'em out. I'm sure that I'll see you again someday. Be on a place to stay.
That's such a fucking good voice, Jackson.
Yeah, it's
Like,
great.
And it's so hard to perform in these sort of situations too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just like a couple of dudes.
Definitely never done this sort of thing before. So.
Yeah.
So like, just felt really real. Like, you know, you.
How'd you like it?
What have you got any questions for Jackson about his music, Tom?
Yeah.
Nice questions.
Do you pay tax?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, if you pay taxes, he must be doing well.
He's getting the job keeper and stuff.
Because the threshold's pretty low. So if he said no, I'd be like, oh, okay, it's bad luck.
Well, I've got a question. Like, who's your like musical influences?
I did a lot of musical theatre and acting and stuff when I was younger, so I always sort of like was around and Dad played a lot of music. But through my teen years, most people I listened to were more modern day artists than olden day. Like I listened to a lot of older music as well, like old rock, like like Sabbath and all. You go through that stage, but probably like King Cruel, I'd say, would probably be the biggest influence.
Okay.
He's a like little ginger dude like me from the UK, and yeah, no, I just got captivated by his music. So and then just sort of I don't know, a bit of everything really. Like yeah,
So
I went to a weird Western stage recently.
So what about Ed
influenced me a lot,
Sheeran? What about Ed Sheeran?
Oh yeah.
King of the Gingers.
Yeah. Does it annoy Ed Sheeran? Must annoy you because he's really popular, less attractive than you, and plays all by himself.
He was
And
going out with the lead singer from the Pussycat Dolls, isn't he?
Yeah, no, I
So
forget
a bit-
that. I mean, he could afford
That's
to.
about all I know about him.
Yeah, but he's just. But
Dude, I think
he plays on his own. That's what gets me.
his cousin. Well, and I'm thinking of the other guy who tours with Ed Sheeran now, that played at Falls. Anyway, his cousin was someone who's like a famous actor. Sometimes it's who you know too, right?
You just took Ed Sheeran and tried to trace him back to someone less known.
Well, I had
Why'd you do that? That's like
an Ed
saying,
Sheeran
you know
reference,
Don
but it
Bradman.
wasn't
Don
about
Bradman's got a
Ed
brother
Sheeran.
who met some. It's fucking Don Bradman, mate.
Well,
like
I bet-
Ed Sheeran. We got Ed Sheeran. You're like, I bet he knew someone whose cousin.
I'm just betting that I bet you had some little thing that helped you get to where you are. I bet you had something.
Yeah, talent.
No, well, everyone's got a bit of talent,
Yeah.
but I bet there was something that
No,
happened.
I had heaps.
Okay.
What do you had
Arrogance?
something? What do you something?
Do you need arrogance to get to where you are, do you think?
No, you just need to be sure of yourself.
And what's the difference?
Well,
You
when
know.
it comes to arrogance, I nail it. And
Because
then,
you're not like the nicest person on camera, are you,
Yeah.
to people?
No.
So do you not...
No, I'm trying to be interesting. I could be nice to you, but no one wants to watch that.
Okay.
It'd be like the Today Show. Oh, it's so good to see you, Danny. You're so hilarious. Tell me more about Byron.
I'm not asking for
okay,
I'm not asking for that. No, I'm just interested to know if there's any sort of sociopathic sort of personality defects required in order to climb to the top of something like that, you know, like...
Sociopathic requirements.
Well, some sort of like, I'm better than everybody else, so I deserve this, you know, like... I may have struggled through high school with people thinking that I'm less than them because of my genetic dispositions, you know. But I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna show them that. I'm gonna show them.
Are you trying to analyse me?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe.
No, you just got to be really good at what you do.
Because you're actually running a masterclass tomorrow. This is an accidental segue.
Yes.
With Mandy Nolan.
Most of your segues are accidental.
Are you teaching me right now, or
Yes.
are you just being a dick?
No.
I don't understand. I don't know. Is there a difference?
No,
You're teaching me.
No, it's all in. It's all in the lesson.
How am I doing so far?
You're doing really well.
Oh.
Because I'm being quite obnoxious, and you're keeping this thing on the road.
Yeah,
You probably have to think harder.
You
during
might be
this
the
than
first
normal.
Gold Logie person we've had on. I'm not totally sure. We had Poodoo, who was Dennis on Heartbreak High, on the show.
I suspect Poodoo gave you an easy ride, and I don't even know who he is. But you'd be like, oh, but Poodoo knows someone who's second cousin who...
His mum actually auditioned, and that's how we got the role. No, well, you know, that does happen. But I'm going to give you the opportunity right now to use your comedic wit and actually just roast all of your potential audience, because you're here up in the North Coast, which is obviously the butt of a lot of jokes from people. In Melbourne and Sydney, with the anti-vaxxers, you know, we are conspiracy theorists and stuff, and you're here, you've come to our home court. You know, what have you got? Is this, you know, have you spent a lot of time in the area before?
Yes, I've been coming to Byron since before you were born.
You actually spoke about coming up here.
Yeah, I've been coming here a lot. Yeah, I've been coming here a lot. Yeah, since before it was trendy.
Yeah, but what do you think about the archetypal sort of North Coast conspiracy theorists?
Well, I don't like the conspiracy theorists, but I also don't like the celebrities who come here.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Just slightly, you know, hypocritical, being a celebrity coming to Byron.
No, but I'm down with the people. I'm not one of the elites.
Yeah, yeah. People love you.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But like I saw Chris Hemsworth, and he was like, I saw him at Topshop eating a burger for breakfast.
They have breakfast burgers up at the Topshop.
No, but it's fucked up. He was on the he was on the lawn. He's probably watching.
Once again doing.
Where is he? Where's Hemsworth? Hemsworth, if you're watching, I saw you on the lawn eating a burger. I saw you eating a burger at Topshop on the lawn. You've just spent $20 million on a 4-story fucking mega mansion on Broken Head. Anyway.
Shopping mall, we call it.
Yeah. Couldn't you afford a fucking grill? He's got to go out for a burger.
He's the man of the people too.
He would have walked past 4 deep freezers full of steak on the way to get that. But he could have built, for $20 million, he could have built a replica of Topshop in his fucking house and filled it full of actors pretending to be locals. During a pandemic, when you're not supposed to leave your house unless it's absolutely necessary. He's built the kind of house you shouldn't have to leave for a century. And he goes out for one fucking burger.
It's in a national park as well.
He could afford shoes. Shoes! Anyway.
Okay, so we've just decided to just roast Chris Hemsworth because it was too easy to. But I mean, I guess he has sort of started this thing where Matt Damon and then Efron and now Tom Gleeson are here.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm mixed with the people. I walk around but he's...
You're in Byron Bay Live.
I wear shoes.
Chris Hemsworth hasn't answered my calls about coming on the show yet. So Chris, we want you on Byron Bay Live. Oh,
yeah, we both won Logies. I won the gold. He won Best New Talent. I'm just saying, my award is worth more.
Yeah, you have actually climbed higher in the Australian TV ranks.
Oh, he's been nominated for an Academy. Oh, no, he hasn't. Sorry.
Right.
He hasn't been nominated for an Academy Award. He won the Best New Talent Gold
Logie. It's like someone in the English Premier League deciding to play in the 3rd tier of soccer to win a trophy in that league.
Yeah, well, in the only league he's won an award in, I won a better one. So in the other league that he's in, he's won no award. I might as well not be in that league.
He does apparently have a pretty epic New Year's Eve party up at his shopping mall, which you may not be getting an invite to now. It's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Well, I wouldn't want to be invited because I'd want to wear shoes in his house and outside his house, like a civilised person. Because I'm not into earthing. You know how you earth? Fucking just touch a door handle. That earths your body.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Anytime you touch any metal surface, you've earthed yourself. You can wear rubber boots and touch a silo. There you go, earthed, done.
Because that's the thing. It's people buy special beds that you plug into the wall.
To earth it.
Is there any science behind that?
No. No, there's just some
Have you thought about being a Dr. Carl type person and doing like a science thing?
Well,
maybe I'll ask you another. Can I just ask you one more quantum physics question? Because you did all right before. Space outside of our regular 3rd dimension is known as what type of space?
Time.
No, it's a real thing. So think about it. Space outside of our regular 3rd dimension is known as what? It's a word starting with E.
Oh, E. Elastic time.
No? Oh, you're not doing so well on your talk show.
Yeah, I know, but you're on
Game
like
show.
Wikipedia. Which
I
is
just
not
googled funtrivia.com.
Oh, well, it's not
This
a
is just
reputable
fun
source.
quantum physics.
Yeah, well,
This is just fun.
On the ABC, we wouldn't trust that website.
Well, yes. I mean, the ABC.
We wouldn't have our phone on
higher
during.
standards.
We wouldn't have our phone on during a broadcast either.
The answer
My
is...
phone's out there on airline mode. That's how we do it. With the
Well,
big boys in the big city.
You don't like being the table's turn here, do you? Answering questions
No,
on the talk show.
I'm actually really enjoying it.
Can you say the word?
Euclidean.
Yeah. Does that ring a bell now?
Yeah, it does ring a bell,
Okay,
actually.
explain Euclidean.
It alludes to Euclid, who's a mathematician.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did he do?
You can't come across as smarter if you can't pronounce the answer you're trying to pretend to be clever to know.
I didn't pick quantum physics as my as my specialty subject. I would have picked pro surfers or something.
Oh, okay.
Jackson, who would you pick as your specialty subject in hard quiz?
Shit, I don't know. Yeah, probably surfing.
Ginger musicians.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the Ed Sheerans. Yeah. Each and every one of them.
Let me Google ginger musicians. Hang on.
Yeah.
See what it comes up with.
Julia Gillard.
I also did
Famous ginger people.
I do my research
Ginger Baker.
before we go to air normally too.
Well, I didn't know what your topic was going to be.
Okay.
Famous redheads in rock.
Oh, Ginger Baker.
Florin Welch.
John Lennon.
Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
Gerard Way. What about like Rock Quiz or something? Would you like to do a show like that?
You weren't on a reputable site. I saw a pop-up come up for like a fucking back straightener or something.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
we don't get 5G here, unfortunately.
Oh,
so
that's a shame,
we have
yeah.
like a lot of strange... Is 5G bad for you, Tom?
No.
Tell the people.
No, it's fine. It's just a different wavelength. Relax.
Okay. We've just lost a lot of viewers.
Oh, really? Wow. Wow.
I think so.
Yeah, I know, which is a shame because...
Does it surprise you when things like, say, 5G or chemtrails becomes like a major...
No, I understand it because people have fear of the unknown. People fear things they don't understand.
So
But everyone has a phone. They have no idea how the phone works.
No.
So they use it all the time.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's just like that.
It is, yeah. But maybe some things we don't understand enough about yet until future. So is there a chance in hindsight maybe they were right about the 5G?
So that's a really good point. So what we should never do is progress with anything, just in case it's fucked. Under that logic, the Beatles would have recorded their first album and everyone said, shut up, stop it.
That's not cool yet.
This
Not popular
music
yet.
might eventually give us cancer. Put down the instruments, John, George and Ringo, Paul, because we might get cancer from this in 10 years' time from now.
Also, none of them were redheads. So.
No, I think John Lennon might be a redhead.
Really?
Undercover, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
well-
got a ginger beard, definitely.
Okay, he did
Yeah.
well at hiding that from the annals of history.
Oh no, it's different because they're mostly in black and
There's
white.
mild sort of.
If you look at
red.
the colour photos, he's got a ginger beard. I reckon. What do you reckon?
Yeah,
I'd chalk him up as that.
When he went to his Yoko stage, or start of his Yoko stage, he started going out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
taking photos.
That's why they had the black and white photo of them two nude hugging each other because it's fucking ginger pubes and it would look a bit fucked up. It would look bad, especially up against like Yoko's black gear.
Yeah, it might have spoiled his marketability. Marketability.
Are you trying to say Euclidean again?
Oh, now you know it.
Yeah, no, I knew it before.
You knew it before. Elastic space. Like that's a thing.
Yeah.
Should we hear it? Would you like to hear another song?
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, do you want another beer? I can get one out of the fridge.
No, I've got to drive.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Don't really have a name for this one, but here we go. This is for my parents. Another day's on side by calling you when I flutter line says you want to. If it buys you time, I'll be around to find your mind is made up. I'll be under the radar if it buys you time. I'll be the one to find your mind and see it all, and see it out, see it out. I'll be yours, you can carry me past the cross line. I'll keep up
by carrying on your past life. And I don't know what civil is, 'cause I've been so duplicitous. Get your skeleton dressed, dispose your riddling. It's never been a friend, never been a friend. Sure, you can't ignore the way you're moving forward. If it's set on the banner for you, fly the line. Never whether it's true, never whether it's true. For boys, your time, I'll be around to find your mind is made up. Beyond the radar, if it buys you time, I'll be the one to find your mind and see it all, and see it all, and see it all. I'll be us, you can carry me past the cross line. I'll keep up by carrying on your past life. And I don't know what civil is, 'cause I've been so duplicitous. 'Cause your skeleton dress, dispose if you really never been a friend, never been a friend. Sure, you can't ignore the way you're moving forward. Yeah.
Great stuff.
See, I mean, making people laugh and moving people emotionally, they're two
Yes.
different things, aren't they? I
No.
mean, no? Okay,
No, they're
fine.
not.
Is there, I don't know, do you ever...
I reckon you can make people laugh while they feel stuff at the same time.
Yeah?
All the best stuff is stuff that I reckon that when you're laughing really hard about something that's true. It's got a bit of emotion to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Jackson? As far as like, you know, music, can you know, some people do mixed humour with music, don't they?
Yeah.
But do you sort of relate to that, or do you feel that they kind of, there's something you lose something in the connection that you have emotionally with people, or like?
Not so much. I think a lot of my favourite artists take the piss, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But are singing about serious stuff, you know? So it's kind of, and people tend to gravitate towards it. Like, there's a good, everyone, or most people I know would, it's a guy, Mac DeMarco. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he sort of just takes older songs and like semi-rips them off, sort of, but creates his own. It's really impressive the way he does it through old tape-to-tape recordings. He's kind of like an indie artist, so to speak, but so famous.
What about like
so
Flights of the
ridiculously
Conchords,
talented.
that kind of stuff?
Oh, that sort of stuff, yeah, because it's all relatable, right? And it's all
Yeah.
quite theatrical too. But that, yeah, I'll put that in a different category to Mac DeMarco. But it's just
And now, when you mentioned before doing musical theatre and stuff, you can kind of really see that in the confidence you have with like really projecting your voice, which is, that must have given you a good foundation in.
Yeah.
performance.
I did that for a long time when I was younger. I put my heart and soul into it for a while, with the hopes and dreams of one day being that sort of Billy Elliot sort of character. But yeah, just sort of as I got to the teenage years, I started being a bit of a dickhead. So as you do through school. But you come out the better end of it, I think. But yeah.
What about being a musician in Byron? Because in a way, you've already made it because you're living in one of the best places on earth. And then, you know, you can have all your mates come to shows and do that. But then when you kind of, to get to the next level, you got to be popular everywhere. So you got to go to the Sawtell Hotel and have some dude come up and say, "You can't fucking sing, you cunt."
Yeah, well, we did shows all up the East Coast. Like we went twice up and down, all the way down to Melbourne and back and stuff doing last year. But yeah, we played a lot of dead shows and we played a lot of semi-packed shows, but never all packed in another place. But we played shows here. Like we played a show at the Northern end of last year, on my birthday actually as well. So it was kind of a bit of a giveaway. But it was packed. It was huge. It was massive. It was really probably the biggest crowd I've ever played to. It would have been at least 270, 280 people.
So, but as a musician, do you feel like you really want to persist to get to that next level?
Well, it's
The beautiful thing about Byron, though, in particular, is that there's so many fucking amazing musicians here. Like, they're just, it's like literally coming out the arse of the place. Like, everyone's like, there's even like Kyle Lionheart, so he's on the show. He's great. And then just other local bands and stuff, like my friend's band Baby. They're just called Baby, but they're really good. And they always bring a crowd, especially around here. But it's good that it's a friendly competition around here. So I think that's why people like, Tones and I was a friend of mine as well.
Yeah, that's an amazing story, isn't it?
Was. Like, you never see anything.
That's the archetypal story of somebody going from a busker to winning ARIA awards.
Yeah, she did amazing last year with what she did. And it's a good message too. But yeah, for instance, like that, I think Byron's a good place to get noticed, and people tend to feed off each other, even if they're doing well, if they're not.
Yeah, but you're happy to go to the Sawtell Hotel if they give you a call.
Oh yeah, totally. I'll play the bloody Elf in the hotel.
That's a cool spot these days.
Yeah.
We're going to get one more song of Jackson in a second. We'll wrap things up here with Tom. You're in Byron till Christmas. It's funny when you're a bit of a celebrity, you can't really go, oh yeah, I'm just staying here, because you do. Do you kind of worry a little bit about people finding out where you're staying and you got privacy,
No, it's I don't know. I don't really care.
Where are you
but
staying?
also strange don't really care. Just up the road from the lead singer of Wolfmother.
Oh, okay. Let's bring him out, Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew, if you're listening, we want you on the show, mate.
Yeah,
your
come
kids
on
are
the
going
show,
to school with Tom now, so.
Yeah. Just quietly, Andrew, your house is nowhere near as big as Chris Hemsworth. I mean, I know you're good, but not that good apparently.
Tom's just come up here to roast all the other celebrities. There's going to be a.
Who else have I seen? I think I did see Zac Efron with his dog. I couldn't tell. Had an American accent. And I've seen he's put on a bit of weight, just quite. He's got a few COVID pounds.
He's been eating a lot of the Gen Store with his girlfriend.
Oh, I think, yes. And I think he's been smashing burgers with Chris Hemsworth without doing the actual training.
Well, it's going to be a bit weird with Hollywood sort of shutting down over COVID and people drifting astray. They might forget what they're doing and how to act and how to get in shape and stuff.
Yeah, and they'll just never go back, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll just get stuck here at the rails.
Well,
maybe Chris Hemsworth and Zac Efron will just be doing a bad Blues Brothers tribute show at the rails.
Same backdrop.
Yeah.
That's when Tom first came here with his band, the Leslies.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on the show today, Tom.
No
it's
worries.
Been great, mate.
It's been a pleasure. I feel like we've changed things.
Yeah, well, you might have.
Yeah.
You have that. It's a powerful thing.
You never know.
Celebrity
From now on,
works.
this show could work.
Yeah. Would you want to take over? Is that what?
No.
No, you can. That's all right. I would fall on the sword for the show if you wanted to.
If I wanted to host it,
you'd
give this show to me.
Absolutely.
And
I care about
it.
these people. I want this to work. They're pivoting. Right. If you were to pivot right now, what would you pivot to?
I'd pivot to this show and I'd get Chris Hemsworth as my first guest and get him to explain to me why he needs to eat a burger outside his own fucking massive kitchen.
Well, I can tell you right now, if Chris is watching, he's not coming on the show. You've burned that bridge for everybody here at Byron
Life. He's got to get in here. If he has a sense of humour.
Well, we'll find out, won't we? We're going to go to one more quick track here from Jackson to take us out, and that'll be it for the Welling Bar on Friday night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody.
Sorry, I just got a tune for 2 seconds. I was supposed to do that on the
I spotted it. It's an open tuning, am I right?
Yeah,
it's open. We used to do open tunings, but our band went nowhere. But anyway,
Have you got anyone else you want to quickly roast while we're waiting? You got a bit of roasted tomato head sitting here in the...
Yeah, a little bit. It's a bit hot in here.
Can't afford aircon at the moment. That's why we're trying to get sponsorship.
Yeah.
This is another cover by a guy called Humour. Pick up the fucking phone. I need the warmth of your tone. Got my first 20 just to smoke it up alone. This is isolation. This is demonic bliss. Could I reach for a kiss? Could I reach for a kiss? If I'm swung, baby, it's not your fault. I always song. You ain't used to a boy who bleeds to the moon. It ain't your fault. I'd sink in soul. Scarlet fingers, I can move through you, but to drown you reach for a kiss? Could I reach for a kiss? Rhetoric verses I could spill, only to find myself in limbo. This is whiskey, this is ocean beds. Baby, let it take me instead. Let it take me instead.
You. Thanks, everybody. Happy birthday, Sean.